Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you and supported by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental, and also by Craig International, a truly global company with 10 offices strategically placed around the world. The future of global procurement is right here. Aberdeen travel to Rugby Park knowing they are yet to get the better of Kilmarnock this season. The Dons continue to have ambitions of finishing in the top half of the table, but if they are to achieve that, nothing but a win will do on Saturday. Kick-off at Rugby Park is at 3 p.m. UK time. Let's put the game into context for you. There's another big game going on at the same time as Hibs welcome Dundee to Easter Road. So if something gives in that game, and we obviously get the 3 points, there will be movement in and around the centre of the table. It's another huge game, and it's another must-win game. Hi everybody, a very warm welcome to Alibeg ABTV here on YouTube. I hope you're well. This is a pre-recorded preview show ahead of our big game against Kilmarnock at Rugby Park. So earlier, I asked you to leave your comments and your thoughts about the game on my social media pages, which you have done in your dozens. I will get to all of those comments a little bit later on. I'm also delighted that former midfielder and club captain Derek Young will be joining me a little bit later. He does his question and answer session, and it was a lot of fun. We recorded it yesterday, and it really was a good laugh. I'm really looking forward to bringing that to you a little bit later. Just very quickly, I just wanted to thank a gentleman called Alistair Flett, who recently signed up to the membership scheme here on ABTV, which is basically where you pay a very small subscription every month, and it just helps me massively build the channel. A perk of being a member is that you get to see the videos that I record with our guests 24 hours before they actually air on ABTV as it is. So you get to see them a little bit earlier than normal. So that's a perk, just one of the perks of being a member. So thank you, Alistair, for signing up. So, Kilmarnock, here we are again. It's almost like deja vu, isn't it? It's almost like Groundhog Day. We keep saying, if we have any ambitions of finishing in the top six, we've got to start winning games. We said it last week and we said it the week before, and here we go again. It is going to be extremely difficult against Kilmarnock. We all know that. Derek McInnes has done a phenomenal job there and has got the team playing some decent stuff. But more importantly, he's got them very disciplined and he's got them extremely well drilled. So my biggest fear tomorrow is their strength down the flanks. They've got Matty Kennedy on one side and Daniel Armstrong on the other. And obviously we know what Marley Watkins can do. He will be nothing but a pest tomorrow. And he will be physical. And so it's very important that we match that physicality. So it's going to be, I think, a battle in midfield as well. The boy Liam Donnelly, who was man of the match against Celtic last week, he's a bully. And he loves to get forward and support the top two. We must not allow him to dictate how physical the game is going to be because he likes to do that. So that is why with the team that I've predicted for the game is to try and counter their physicality. So have a look and tell me what you think. So this is a team I would like Neil to pick, but I'm not sure it will be the team he will pick. So I've gone with a flat back four with Jack, Richard. I've put Angus MacDonald in there because I just think he's better suited to these type of games. And if Marley Watkins is going to be as physical as I expect him to be, I think we need Angus to be able to match that. Nicky will play in his normal position. Then, look, it could be anything from a 4-3-3 to a 4-4-1-1. He could pick anything. But if he goes with a flat back four, I'm hoping it'll be Shinza, Connor, Dante to have that physicality in there, and Jamie McGrath. And then, again, depending what he does in terms of formation, if he goes with 1-1, I think Junior would be better suited to play sort of just in and around Bojan Majowski. But if he goes with a 3 in midfield and a 3 up top, then I think potentially Connor will drop out and it'll be Graham, Dante and Jamie. And then I think it'll be Duke, Bojan and Junior. So, look, it could be, as I said, it could be anything. Come 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we will know. So that's roughly the team that I've predicted. Just let me start clearing the timeline, as I always do in this part of the show, so that I can start adding all the other bits and pieces, all the other housekeeping stuff for you. So we've done the team. Right, so Neil Warnock gave his pre-match interview earlier. Just let me grab that as well. Right, what did I do with it? Where is Neil Warnock? Right, so we'll throw that in because we want that. Ah, yes. Now I definitely want to bring you this. Right, that goes in there. Okay, that's in. Right, one moment. There he is. There's Neil. So I'll just put him there in order. Yes. Okay. That needs to go in as well. So much to get in today's show. It's a packed show for you. And there's one last item to go in, which we can fit in the timeline. And there it is. Okay. That is us all ready to go. Right, so this is what Neil Warnock had to say about us conceding silly, cheap, schoolboy era goals. This was one of the questions that he answered today. When you look at the goals we've conceded, it's not collective mistakes, it's individual mistakes. While I've been here, and 9 out of 10 times the goals we've conceded, it's people making the wrong decision. You hope that defenders have got that upbringing to know what to do in the right position. And unfortunately, we've made bad mistakes and it's cost us. And this is what he's talking about, physicality and bullying and all that sort of stuff. We were almost getting bullied in the last game, I believe Hibs, and that is not good enough. So I found that, again, very refreshing from the manager, very honest, very truthful. And we spoke about it on the review show after the Hibs game, where, I mentioned that, when I got coached as a youngster, playing in the sweeper position that I predominantly played in my early teenage years before I became a fullback, was never ever to allow the ball to bounce in what is between your 18-yard box and, say, the halfway line. Never ever let it bounce. You have to attack it, and if it does bounce, you have to make sure it doesn't bounce again. And that was, for me, the big issue with Stefan Garteman last week. He allowed the ball to bounce twice. So that's what I'm hoping are the type of errors that Neil is talking about, and that we can eradicate them. Right, the match stats. Kilmarnock have lost just one of their last 11 Scottish Premiership home matches and are unbeaten in their last 5. Aberdeen have lost both of their last 2 away league matches and could lose 3 consecutive league matches on the road for the first time this season. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Kilmarnock have won both of their league meetings with Aberdeen this season, as we know. And finally, the man in the middle is Graham Granger, and on VAR is Greg Aiken. Right, I will get to your comments very shortly. But first, let's welcome to ABTV former captain Derek Young. So Derek and I spoke from his home yesterday, and I did his question and answer session. So I put together about 8 or 9 questions for him. And I said to him, you can answer these questions as you see fit. You can either give me one-word answers or you can slightly digress. It was really good fun. I really hope you enjoy it. This is Derek Young's question and answer session. Hi Derek, how you doing? Lovely to see you.
I'm fine. How's yourself?
Aye, absolutely fine. Right, I hope you're ready for your quick fire question and answer session.
Quick fire question. You've
Right,
caught me. I'm heading out to Comic Park in 2 minutes, so they better be
right, we'll
quick.
crack on then. We shall crack on. Right, first question. What did you spend your first bonus on?
Actually, I know fine well. I took my mum and dad and Dan out for dinner
Oh, bless you.
because when one of the first team boys I can remember had said that, make sure when you get a decent bonus, you get your first win bonus. I can't really actually remember who it was that said it. Was make sure you look after your mum and dad and take your brother out as well.
Very
So
cool.
that's what I done. We went out for dinner as a family, and I took the hit probably for the first time in my life. So
Good man.
that
Nice.
was it.
Nicely
I've
done.
done well. I've done well with it.
Right, which player was always a dedicated follower of fashion?
Oh, jeez. Fashion disasters or
Does it
just
matter? Either or.
um fashion. Oh God, David Priest was quite always very smartly dressed, and Priest is a good looking guy. He could probably get away with anything, to be honest with you. The other one I'm going to actually hang out to dry, who was a good friend of mine, we stayed close, was Ben Thornley.
Yeah, yeah.
And Ben once spent, I think it was close to £2,000 on it was a white
Sheep.
furry coat.
It was a
Yeah,
sheepskin, wasn't it?
something like that. Do you know? You've seen it, and it was horrific. Um, and Ben being the size he was as well, it never looked, you know what I mean? It never ever looked right, but he'd spent this money on it. But there was loads of things. Ben, he came into a bit of money, unfortunately, through his bad injury, whatever, and through Man United, and he was spending money in clothes that it was horrific. So Ben's getting hung out to dry,
Good.
Big Creasy's getting the thumbs up.
Funniest Eb Skovdal moment.
Um, the oh jeez, there's a couple. That probably the day because we had a table in the middle of the changing room that was like covered. I think that like the top had been ripped off, but like it was covered in felt. So folk used to come in and put balls in, and they would get signed. But every time the manager came up with a quote of something that he thought was in English, the boys would write it on this board, on this thing. But he would come in every day and he wouldn't really know what it was. And if he said something else silly, like the quote about the miniskirts,
Yeah.
so all of them stuff like that. He tried to say flip flops one day. He called them flip floppers. Um, so all of these things were on this thing. But he used to come in and just look at it. But he found out one day. I think Stuart Hogg, the fitness coach Hoggy, I think he grassed us in. This must have been about 2 months after. And he just came in, and he's pointing at the thing. But I don't want to swear in your lovely program, but he's gone mental. He's pointing at it. Why? He's going, why? Every day he's laughing at me. He's pointing at the thing and he's slapping it and everything. He's losing the head. So it was so when he found out, because he just thought it was just wee quotes or something. He never realised it was actually all about him. In a good way, you know what I mean? Because the
Yeah.
guys we really really liked him just for who he was and what he was.
What
Um,
was the worst chore you had to do as part of the ground staff?
oh, the worst show. Probably. I'm kind of doing myself in because I actually quite enjoyed it because I meant I was with the first team. I get put on the boots. So we had a guy, really old guy, Charlie, the bootman. Charlie was an absolute legend. But Charlie was, I don't know, 80 odds when I was there. And just the wee old man, he more or less lived in this boot room. But I used to help him to start with. Uh, and then because we got on that good, and then the first team boys would come in, and every so often I would manage to then get a new pair of boots for the first team boys. But you'd be cleaning them all the time and whatever. So it was a bit of a doing, but I actually really enjoyed because I got on with Charlie. He was all the old man laughing. We had a good laugh about it. But then you got into winter time, and all of a sudden the boots are coming in, they're thick, covered in muck. And it was black boots back in the day, and it was leather boots. So I would have been 16 at the time, 17. So at the same time, I enjoyed what I was doing, because actually they went to go and move me and give me something else, and I was like, no, I'm fine, just leave me. I'll do the boots at the. But then, like I said, it came into winter time, and all of a sudden the muck's on it, and because nowadays you run them under a tap, give them a wipe, and stick them back in a peg, just because the material is different as well. But back oh, that nearly sent me under that when I got to winter time.
What was your most memorable goal?
Geez. When I was 19, yeah, I scored that 30-yarder at Ibrox, something like that. I keep saying to Jesse, because everybody, I said, that's scored at Ibrox as well, Jesse. But nobody talks about it now. And do you know the best part of it? I'm laughing about it. Was I think it was Barry Ferguson went to make a pass. I haven't seen the goal for years and years and years, honestly. And I think Barry Ferguson went to make a pass and he hit the ref, and the ball came out in front of me. And I think I took 2 steps and drove on with it and hit it for, by the end of this Zoom thing, it'll be 40 yards. But anyway, so I hit this thing and it's flew past the goalie. And I wait to celebrate. But if you can imagine that now, as soon as that hit the ref, the ball stopped, they get the ball back and everything. So, but no, that was probably one of my best. I'm trying to think if there was a proper important one. And the thing was, I scored actually a few decent volleys and things like that. But for big occasion, we go with.
What was your most memorable match?
You always say your debut,
but
after 28 seconds, I set up a goal, which was amazing. I set up dodgy. I'm sure it was something like that. Down the line, cut back, dodgy scored. But for the rest of the game, I wasn't very good. But the one that sticks out for me most is the Atletico Madrid game. Okay. I keep saying that to people, and I was lucky to playing cup finals when I was at Dunfermline and stuff like that at Hampden, but in a good few with Aberdeen semi-finals at Hampden and whatnot, full houses. But the Atletico Madrid thing was just incredible. Just standard of player, the standard of team, just the stadium, because half it never had a roof on it. Just everything about it. It was just a really, really good European night for everybody that was there. And I keep laughing because like the year before I was playing with Partick Thistle in the Championship, and all of a sudden you're playing in Europe, and however many people are watching you, and I think there's about 50,000 odd people at this European game. But because their fans are mental as well, and the Aberdeen fans were everywhere. You could see it everywhere in the stadium. It was just like an Aberdeen flag in the corner, over there. They were everywhere. They were just absolutely. So the whole night, whole occasion was the one that's been best for me.
Technically, who was the best player that you played with at Aberdeen? Technically,
probably who's one of your favourite players, one of everybody's favourite players, Jesse.
Yeah,
Jesse was
phenomenal.
Yeah, he was there to start with when I was there, and then he went away. Then he came back, and I was kind of lingering about the first team at that point. And just everything about him, everything was short, sharp. Anything that came to him, he pulled it out of the sky. Just his touch. The only other one I would say who was, and I played with a lot of players who were very good technically, but the other one there, he came at the same time, was Craig Hignett. Remember Higgy? We had Higgy up. I think he was been doing it at Middlesbrough for most of his time, and Jesse was strong on the, but not as like Higgy was solid with it as well. So he could drive past people and fling them out the road, but he never seemed to lose the ball. Just technically unbelievable in training. Just two guys that you would just stand. You wouldn't mind sitting out at training for for an hour just to sit and watch these two playing football. The two of them were amazing.
Almost done. If you could change one result from your time at Aberdeen, what result would you like to change?
One. You only gave me one.
I'm only giving you one.
Can I go two?
No, I gave Willie Miller the grace of two, but you get one.
Because I'm not Willie Miller. What's he done in the game? He deserves two. One.
One
I'm going to
result.
say we get beat 9-0 at Parkhead, so that wasn't
Oh.
ideal. The other one was, and I wasn't really involved in the game, I'd only came on as a sub. But when we get beat in the semi-final against Queen of the South.
Oh, God. Okay. Right,
So
your
that's,
last...
I could have given you a few more, but that's the two I'm giving you.
Yeah, that's enough.
That was one that killed me. Was I've never ever managed to play in a final for Aberdeen.
Yeah. Okay, fella. Last question, and choose your next words very carefully, my boy. Bad Boys Inc. or Take That?
Ah, Bad Boys Inc. All day
Yes!
long. All day long. It needs to be. It needs to be. I think they should get themselves out the freezer and get going again.
If you could see the state of my knee, you'll know why I won't. Mate, we shall leave it there. Top man.
Thanks very much.
Brilliant, mate. Take care.
See you after.
I really hope you enjoyed that with Derek. What a top lad he is. If you are enjoying today's show, I'd be very grateful if you wouldn't mind considering liking today's show and also potentially subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, and all you do is get notifications of all the content and when the shows are coming up. So the aim before the end of the season, being slightly ambitious, is to get to 3,500. If we can do that, it would be absolutely amazing and edge us ever closer to actually being the #1 Aberdeen Football Club themed fan YouTube channel. Can you imagine in less than 2 seasons to have been able to have achieved that? Would be sensational. Right, couple of things just before we get to your comments. On this day, so if you're watching the show on Friday, today, former Aberdeen defender and Hall of Fame member John McMaster was born in 1955. John played 315 games for the Dons, scoring 33 goals between 1972 and 1987. John celebrates his 69th birthday today. Spammer, we wish you nothing but a wonderful day and many, many happy returns. What a legend. If you're heading till Kilmarnock, so here's your weather forecast. At kickoff, they're expecting sunny spells. The low will be 1 degrees. The high will be 8. They're expecting the temperature to be 7 degrees at kickoff. Earlier in the day, there will be showers. So as always, do wrap up and keep yourselves warm. They're expecting a very healthy travelling crowd down to Rugby Park tomorrow, as you would expect. Right, let's finish off the show with your comments. Right, Derek Griffiths has said, we need a big improvement from the squad at Rugby Park as it's going to be a tough game. Got a ticket for the game, so 3 points please, no more defensive blunders, and get Angus MacDonald on from the start. Gareth Mackey has said the Killie game is a 6-pointer and also very important with it being a cup tie rehearsal. Not sure of your opinion on Angus MacDonald, but apart from the fact he should be a fixed name on the starting sheet, I admire his professionalism. It must be frustrating not getting a run of games, but he shows patience, trains well, and when he's called upon, he does a cracking job and shows leadership. Gareth thinks he should be vice-captain to Graham Shinney. Also, there's a lot of ex-Dons in that Killie squad. Is there any of them you think we should have kept at Pittodrie? No. Johnny Wilson has said, Killie doing really well under Derek. Winning this would be a much needed boost to our whole club. Come on you Reds, he says. Neil Robertson said, intriguing tie with a lot of ex-Aberdeen players in the opposition and Derek in the dugout. Ian Bruce has said the Dons have won the same number of away matches as they have at home. We have lost more away, but the difference in points is only 3. With 12 points from away games and a total of 15 points at home, With only 31 goals scored this season, we really need to stem the leaking at the back and for a huge benefit mentally. Win against Killie for the upcoming Scottish Cup clash. It's a very good point. I'm confident, he says, that the team can grab... Oh, he says no. He says, am I confident the team can grab all 3 points? Not at all, is what he says. Ian Fleming, ex-Aberdeen player, commented, said, played for both great clubs, but my love is with Aberdeen. So come on, you Reds. What a top man Ian is. David Gold has said, similar lineup. Again, I suspect that played against Hibs. Would still prefer McDonald to start. Would like to see a better emphasis on getting defending right. Get the clean sheets and the rest will take care of itself. Neil MacDonald said, this is the test. Neil against Dell. It depends truly on the defence and keeper selection. Warnock has seen the goals coming from different players. Now he has to shore up the other end. All the best, Andes. Stand free. Cameron Young said, need to get the result tomorrow and keep winning our remaining games to get back into the top 6. Come on, Aberdeen. He predicts a 2-0 win for the Dons. GW Findlater says, think we now know top 6 is gone, but that's okay. We haven't earned it and we have to take our medicine. Avoiding playoff comfortably is best we can hope for and doing something special in the Scottish Cup. This will be an exceptionally difficult game against Killie. They have us figured out just now. Still hoping we sneak something, but we will need to up the levels. Always believe. Come on, you Reds. Sidney Cutler has said it's going to be a hard game tomorrow. Surely we have to play McDonald as he makes the defence more solid and organised. I would also give Ross Doohan a game as Roos just doesn't seem confident in his box at all. At least Duke seems to be coming back to himself. I think he will cause them trouble on the wing tomorrow. Let's push on for 3 points. Scott Bowie said, need to keep a clean sheet to start with, then take it from there. Can't keep giving cheap goals away as it's just killed our season. Think we will play 4-5-1, but it could also be a 4-3-3. Matthew Cooler said, surely McDonald has to start. Stand free. Again, another comment about Angus MacDonald starting. John McDonald commented, please shore up that defence with Angus MacDonald. Martin Smith has said, keep up the good work, mate. Won't be able to see the game, unfortunately, but I'm hoping for a changing goal. A back 4 of McDonald and Jensen with Devlin and McKenzie. Midfield 4 of Shinnie, Polvara, McGrath and Barron. I'd give Hoylett an hour up top with Bojan. Bring Duke on after 60 minutes. Get it down the channel to Hoylett. It will be a stuffy game with most likely outcome 1-0 to someone. He's just hoping that we can keep a clean sheet. Hard game, but we should be getting revenge for 2 defeats already. And hopefully no hoofball like Robson employed last time at Rugby Park. And it's a plastic pitch. Donkey Wright has said, always tight down there, still waiting for that 90-minute performance. Hopefully we get our defensive play right. And yes, I would also give Angus a start. Graham Clark has said, tough game on Saturday and a must win in my opinion for our top 6 aspirations. Never fully confident when playing Killie, particularly at Rugby Park, but keeping the faith in the boys. Although the way Kelly is playing, it does make me nervous. He's also hoping that Angus will start. Fraser Gunn is on. Hi Fraser. Big game for us and a tough one, he says. No more experiments, please. Back 4 with Big Angus in from the start. Killie are dangerous down the wings with Armstrong and Kennedy, so our fullbacks need to be disciplined when they're attacking us. Said that, I am not wanting us to sit back too much. We need to be on the front foot and show what we're all about. Last time at Rugby Park, Kelly's kicking was especially bad. He needs to improve on this. And finally, Gordon Ritchie has said, hi all, won't be an easy game tomorrow. Hopefully we get a result going down there. Desperately need a win as we're running out of games to get into the top 6. Now, while I've been doing that, I think a couple of other messages came in. So just let me refresh it quickly. And just let me see. Right, all comments. Just let me have a quick scan through while I'm here just to make sure that I haven't missed anything. No, I haven't. Okay, I don't think I have anyway. 1 second, I just want to double check. No, I haven't. Okay, there we go. Right, guys, that is us for the preview show. So if you're kicking about tomorrow, just let me quickly remind you of this. If you're looking for up-to-date reports from Rugby Park, I'll be on the big Saturday football show on North Sound 1 between 2 and 6 with Stephen Mill, Ewan Cameron, Steve Cowan and myself. And what I do is I sit here in my studio, I watch the game on Red TV International, and then I report back as things happen into the studio. So if you're looking for a unbelievably biased opinion on how the Dons are getting on against Kilmarnock, then come and join us. I think you'll also enjoy the show if you've not dipped in before. It's basically a mixture of music, laughter, fun, silly games, and football. And what I love about the show is we do not give a hoot about Celtic and Rangers. We concentrate on everything else apart from them. So come and join us if you fancy it. Right, guys, as I said, we're all done. So I will see you probably on Sunday night for the review show. So if you're going to Killie, have a safe trip, have a brilliant trip, and all the very best of luck to the lads. Enjoy your weekend. Stand free.